Welcome guys, I have the Hoka Bondi 7 and I'm here to tell you about it. Not just about the Hoka Bondi 7, but I'm going to compare it to the Hoka Bondi 6. So let's compare these two. What is so different from the 7 to the 6? Keep with me and I will tell you exactly the differences that you may see. There's still notable differences. Alright guys, well welcome and happy holidays. So we just had Thanksgiving recently and Christmas and all the holiday seasons are upon us and the world is a mess. But we can always make sure that we get a run-in, and that's what I have been doing lately. And I have recently been grabbing this shoe, the Hoka Bondi 7, to use for all of my runs. And I'll tell you why this is my new go-to shoe. So the Hoka Bondi 7 I got about 2 months ago, and I had previously tried different versions of the Hoka Bondi, all the way back to really when Hoka was not even a thing. It was somewhere you couldn't even find on the internet. I always tried the Hoka Bondi. I'd always tried it, I never really cared for it. It was always too much cushioning. It was just not what I was looking for. This year I turned to the Hoka Bondi 7 after having the Hoka Bondi 6, and I did enjoy the 6, but I felt like there were some things that made me not reach for it so often. So the Hoka Bondi 7 comes in at $149.95. I think it is fairly average, I would say. I wish it was cheaper, of course. I mean, who doesn't wish that a shoe is cheaper? However, I do feel like you get a lot of shoe. I feel like the durability is there, and I feel like you get your money out of the Bondi 7. So I feel like this shoe is going to be with you for a long amount of time. The Hoka Bondi comes in at 9.7 ounces, and that's fairly hefty. I do notice that the heftier Bondi compared to like a Clifton or compared to some of the other different shoes that I've been trying, some Saucony Speeds, just some lighter shoes that I have, that this Bondi, after about 5 miles is when I really start to feel kind of its clunkiness and that my legs are going to have to start pulling it along. The Hoka Bondi 7 added something different this year, and that was in the heel counter. So in the heel counter, they actually added a memory foam that kind of wraps around the heel or around your Achilles, and it really helps to get a good lockdown. But not only that, I felt the comfort in this. So this was one of the first things I started to notice from the Bondi 6 to the Bondi 7, was that the heel counter was very comfortable. It felt like it was holding my foot, but it wasn't grabbing it. They did redesign the upper, and this was actually something I didn't really notice from the 6 to the 7. It's a redesigned TPU, and it has different overlays throughout the shoe, and that actually helps for added support and stability. And I feel like this shoe is incredible with the stability just on the lateral side, mostly because of the midsole. I don't feel it's really because of this upper. The stability and the support that I'm getting from this shoe, that I'm looking for this type of shoe to give me, is because of the midsole. The Hoka Bondi 7, another feature that has not changed, but is something that I always look for and makes it kind of my go-to shoe, is that meta rocker. So that meta rocker, again, is encouraging you to land midfoot, and the early stage meta rocker is going to help to propel you forward and then obviously push you forward. So that rocker just kind of helps in that gait cycle to help kind of lean you forward and make running kind of more enjoyable, but also a little bit less effort. The stack height is 36 millimeters in the heel and 32 millimeters in the forefoot. Something that is different from the Hoka Bondi 6. The Hoka Bondi 6 from the Hoka Bondi 7, the Bondi 6 actually had an additional millimeter in the heel and the forefoot. Clifton obviously had a midsole that's even less than the Bondi, but I just kept looking for a shoe that would give me just a little bit more cushioning from that Clifton, and that's where the Hoka Bondi 7 came in. You can see the uppers from the Bondi 6 here on my left and the Bondi 7 here on my right. There is literally nothing different. You can see where they've added the reinforcements with the light blue and the purple. That's kind of where you would strike your foot the most, so that's going to be where that added durability would be. So you're probably wondering, what are the biggest differences and why are you reaching for the Bondi 7 now as your go-to shoe? I reach for the Bondi 7 and I do not regret it. This is my new go-to shoe. I still love the Clifton, I still love my Nepalis, I still love the Rincons. All those are still great shoes and they're still in my lineup, but this is my go-to almost everyday shoe, or if I can't decide. So these are my longer days, my legs are tired, I work in an ER, I have 12-hour shifts, and feet are tired, my legs are tired, and I need something on my days off when I go running. Most of the times I'm reaching for a recovery shoe because I'm recovering from life. And this is my shoe that feels the most comfortable for those runs. And this midsole feels different. It feels different from the 6, and let me explain. In the 6, you guys can see here, there is not much differences, okay? 6 on my left, 7 on my right. When I stepped into the Hoka Bondi 7, there was something different. There was added flexibility. The biggest thing was I noticed that I liked the 6, but it took me kind of 40, 50 mile-ish to kind of feel comfortable, that sweet spot that I had really gotten my foot to sink into that midsole. With the 7, I literally put it on my foot, went for a run, and it just felt right. It just felt so good. It just felt like everything was done right. I had found the shoe. Again, with the 6, I felt it was good. It just took time to get there. And that can be frustrating. So putting on the Bondi 7, instantly out of the box, being comfortable, I knew this was my new go-to running shoe. So overall, like I said, I think you guys get the idea. This is my new go-to running shoe. The upper is extremely comfortable. I love the new memory foam in the back. I love the midsole. There is some flexibility with it. The durability is just incredible. You can see very little wear. Like I said, 60, 70 miles, and there's very little wear. At $149, I'm definitely going to get my money and my wear usage out of this shoe. So I recommend that you go pick up the Hoka Bondi 7. Trust me, if you've tried those other versions, whether it be the 5 or the 6, and you just didn't feel like it worked for you, the 7 is worth it to give it a whirl and to see if it can be your new shoe. But now it is definitely in my running shoe lineup. It is my #1 shoe that I'm reaching for, and you guys should also give it a try. I hope you guys all have a great, great weekend and enjoy the holidays. Try to keep the chaos and the stress down and go out for a run. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.